Welcome back. In the previous lesson, we learned how to change a layout from row to column and make it responsive for different screen sizes. In this lesson, we'll focus on another essential Flexbox property, Gap. Gap controls the space between flex items without using margins. Before we explore Gap, I want to make our layout easier to work with. I'll set the first container to 50% width. And I'll do the same for the second container. Perfect. Now we have two equally sized columns, which will make the spacing much easier to see. We'll keep this structure for the rest of the Flexbox course. Now let's control the space between these columns. As soon as we increase the gap value, Flexbox automatically creates space between the child elements. Notice that the spacing remains perfectly consistent between all items. This is one of the biggest advantages of Gap. Before Flexbox, spacing was usually created with margins. The problem is that every element needs its own margin, which can become difficult to maintain. With Gap, the container manages the spacing for all of its children from a single place. Gap can control both directions. In a row layout, it creates space between columns. When elements wrap into multiple lines, it also creates space between rows. Different devices often need different spacing. A large gap can look great on desktop, while a smaller gap usually works better on mobile. With BCM, we can assign a different gap value for desktop, tablet, and mobile independently. On desktop, our columns sit side by side with a larger gap. On mobile, the layout stacks vertically and the smaller gap keeps the content compact and easier to read. In this lesson, we'll learn that Gap controls the space between flex items. The container manages the spacing, not the individual elements. Gap is easier to maintain than margins. BCM lets you create responsive spacing for each device. Great! Our layout is now properly structured with two responsive columns and consistent spacing between them. In the next lesson, we'll explore justify content and learn how to align flex items along the main axis of the container.